we are waiting to see what our next map pick will be. Our wonderful administrators are handling all of that for us, and
Yes.
let's get to sit here and talk some hoots with you, Bobo.
And just a quick reminder, the map bans Necrodancers removed Braxis, and Reborn removed Cursed Hollow. Just want to make a couple notes from that game. Just a couple of interesting points. First off, we talked about it early. The change-up on the backline for Reborn. We had seen Winterheart play a lot of Tychus, but they feel comfortable enough between Unaverted and Winterheart to make that change and put Winterheart onto the Genji. And Winterheart is the playmaker for Reborn. It kind of seems like they sink or swim with what he does. He has made some incredible plays in the earlier part of this Cup, and again, was the MVP in Cup 1 for good reason.
Yeah. Genji looks solid.
Yes.
I think Tychus looked pretty good too. Sorry, I'm like actually about to sneeze. I don't want to sneeze right now.
Take it away. No, but I like the Tychus. Listen, I like the Tychus pick within there because again, it's an exceptional hero at picking away at Sonya, and then the way that Reborn played that, they had a lot of strong rotations in the early game, and they used those first couple of kills. In fact, Necrodancers lost 3 people on the first camp invade on the bottom Khazra camp, and after that, Reborn was just off and running. And again, we talked about the 13-16 on Tychus. Those were offensive talents, and they seem to come online, and they seem to be effective specifically because Reborn was the aggressor throughout the entirety of that game.
And they had such an aggressive composition, and Tychus really needed to find a way to join in on the aggression, and I think that's why you ended up seeing those talents. You have Genji, you have the Murda, which are they want to dive in, they want to take those fights deep into the backline. It really was a flawless game from Reborn. Obviously, they gave up a keep, but I mean,
it didn't really matter.
Didn't really matter. It was a flawless game. They played really well there.
And the other thing that we like to see from Reborn there, and again, we talked about this in the pregame, is that they had much more success with Murda against Johanna than they did when that matchup was taking place in the semifinals when they tried to play Murda into Johanna against Freebirds. We are headed to Tomb of the Spider Queen for game number 2. Murda, another popular map. Another map that lends itself to some strong rotation play, and maybe a couple of more kills coming out here on 2.
Yeah, I think just the nature of being a tighter, smaller map will lend itself to a lot more blood being shed, Bobo. However, I think we're going to see a bit different hero pool come out here.
Yeah.
I think you're still going to see your Malfurion, and you're still going to see your Kayn, unless those get banned out in the first phase, which I'm not expecting.
Yes.
But I
want to keep an eye on. I just sorry to interrupt you there, my friend, but I do want to keep an eye on Huffmoney, and I want to see if he's going to play the Stitches. I like what I've seen, and just listen, as a fellow tank player, like you just tip your hat anytime you see somebody who's darn good with that hook.
So this was the map selection of Necrodancers, and this will be the first pick once again for Reborn on your left-hand side of your screen. We saw Yrel banned out first in map number 1. Blaze as well from the side of Necrodancers.
Yeah,
I'm expecting that theme to follow, especially if you're the winning team. Just keep the strategy that's been working. Yrel ban here, but do they want to go like? You don't really want a Genji on this map, do you? Like, is that you think they're still going to lean that direction for Winterheart?
I would be okay with it. I would just, you know what? You're never wrong getting rid of Genji. It's Genji. But I do think that Tomb of the Spider Queen lends itself a little bit more to Tracer, if we're talking about obnoxious, annoying, and OP Overwatch heroes here in competitive. The Johanna pick will be a high priority. I expect one of these teams to make a tank adaptation. It's not a great Murden map, so we could see the Garrosh come through. It actually could be a Diablo. I've been liking some of the Diablo play that I've seen, but I'm trying to think of any other adaptations that I want to see. You know, we did see the Malthael actually was picked up there by Reborn, so maybe they're willing to go a little bit deeper into the offlane pool. You know, again, we don't expect to see Dahaka here on Tomb, but the Yrel ban is grabbed here by Reborn as they follow same suit from game number 1.
It makes sense, and that means this has to be the Blaze ban. You can't not have one of those two. You think, like, if you're not going to get Yrel, you want the Blaze, and if they've already taken Yrel out, you're saying, all right, here's Blaze on a silver platter?
But if you do that, you're just going to give Reborn whatever it is they want for the first pick. They can have their pick of tanks, supports, or range DPS. And on the flip side, All right, they do go ahead and get rid of the Blaze. So we'll see. Was Genji the priority? Is Genji the adjustment that Reborn wants to make in this set?
I don't think they want to move Johanna into first pick range material, which
I
means
think
they're
you
likely
can.
hand.
Okay, I think you can though.
It's tough.
Agree to disagree, my
Yeah, I
friend.
mean, if they okay, so they do. All right, okay, all right.
That's why I put Professor in front of my name, by the way.
Well, I mean, we're thinking along the right lines. We know she's gonna be highly contested. The question was, do they want to rip the Johanna pick with the first? And they do, which
it's so safe. Why not?
And on a map like Tomb of the Spider Queen, she's gonna help tremendously in the wave clear, which is so important on this map.
Yeah,
and she's not gonna lose gems. She's your gem holder too.
Yeah, and it's a direct counter to the Garrosh, which would be what we sort of consider to be the next tank in the meta. But again, if Huff Money wants to dig into his comfort picks and go with the Stitches, Johanna is objectively good into that hero. And then the other side of that is because Johanna has such good wave clear, it opens you up as, for Reborn. It allows you to make a different pick in your flex spot. So heroes that may be maybe a little riskier, maybe a little bit lower on the wave clear can be paired up with another hero that can clear waves alongside Johanna, and then you can make a different kind of play here. Listen, that's a Gul'dan, and there's a Genji still on the board. There's still a Tracer on the board. And those are two heroes that are low.
There is the Huff Money Stitches.
There it is. I wanted to see it, but I mean, getting back to it, we could see one of those, one of the Genji or the Tracer, specifically because Johanna makes up for the lack of wave clear here, and Gul'dan struggles against both of those heroes potentially. Although sometimes Gul'dan, I don't know, if you want to dig into a Drain Life build, you might be able to hang around for a little bit longer.
I think 100% Genji makes sense now.
Yeah, Tracer. Listen, Tracer Malf is also, listen, we're talking about Tomb of the Spider Queen. We're talking about Malfurion. That is an incredibly strong combo.
Yeah, another hero they could consider picking up is Chromie, who can blast through a Gul'dan with ease, especially if he's low on health, trying to mana tap. Is that an option? Because she's one of those mages that does struggle compared to the others in wave clear. Just because she has to use her Dragon's Breath just to clear the wave out. Instead, it's gonna be Genji, it's gonna be Malf. Solid picks, top of the meta, and it worked for them in game number 1.
So we will see what the adaptation is for Reborn here with the secondary ban phase. I think they could certainly look at a Deckard Cain. I'm not sure if they have another offlaner that they want to try to get rid of. Again, Yrel and Blaze have been taken away. There's a lot of supports though that Necrodancers can move into. Obviously, listen, Gul'dan, a fantastic battery for Oriel, even though we don't always expect her to be there. We've seen Rhaegar move up in priority as well. He can lend a little bit more wave clear in addition to the Gul'dan. I expect to see Cain come through for Necrodancers if he is not banned out. And they get rid of the Jaina. We're going to move on to that. Is it Hammer? Is it Jaina? Need another backline hero that can potentially provide pressure to help start the reset chain for Genji. So Jaina is banned.
So Stitches makes do you really want to have a Hammer up against Stitches? Was it level 4? The Unstoppable, is that level 4 you said? Or
yes. So Siege Tactics is at level 4.
Okay. I mean, that's your only saving grace from a hook, though.
Yeah. And but there's always some weird interactions. Nature's Cure on Malfurion at 7 actually will stop the hook, because I believe it's considered a stun. Chat, help me out and correct me if I'm wrong. There's a lot of strange interactions between Nature's Cure and the different types of CC that come through. The only added benefit to playing Hammer on this map is that you can hide in waves fairly effectively. Listen, Siege Tactics has a fairly long cooldown, so I'm not sure if they're going to go with the Hammer here. We do see the Cain ban, and listen, it's a safe, smart meta ban, and Reborn is just, playing things simply here. I don't expect them to change too much on the back half of their draft, as we now have 50 seconds on the clock for Necrodancers to make their next 2 picks.
Catch me real quick. There was a Medivh ban in game number 1 by Reborn. We see Necrodancers has Stitches. Do they want to go Kidnapper build here?
Listen, I think Medivh is just good on Tomb. That's an added bonus. I'm not sure why they moved away from the Medivh ban, especially considering they banned it on Infernal. This is, in my opinion, it's a stronger map for Medivh. I love him on Tomb. You can do a lot of crazy things with Medivh. You can turn your rotations almost upside down by using portals to try to create asymmetrical pressure in different parts of the lane. You're gonna have good vision. You're gonna have great stall as well over the turn in points. How do Necrodancers want to go at this? Oh,
so this is gonna be that Stitches solo lane. This is gonna be the Glau build.
It's the Glau special right here.
All right.
Slam, and then a little bit more slam. And
so they're saving their support pick.
They have an immense and impenetrable wall in front of Gul'dan and Phoenix. Right. So they have the tank with access to the largest amount of armor in the game in Gary, and then Stitches is just going to have a massive health pool. And Stitches is a sneaky good pick in a Genji because it takes Genji about an hour and a half to whittle through that health pool on Stitches, let alone the Garrosh as well. I think the adaptation here is probably going to have to be a Twilight Dream because the front line for Necrodancers is just a massive brick wall.
Yeah, so Necrodancers, they have a bunch of heroes that have ways of regenerating health in unique ways. Chromie pick, as I mentioned, I think is smart. Leoric up against Stitches. Yeah, this is smart. It's a high health pool. Solo lane. Why not have a Leoric drain percentage health on it?
Are we going to try to put somebody in the Entomb, or is this March of the Black King? There's a lot of Chromie combos that have kind of waxed and waned. Like the old school, if you will, when people actually played Zool, was, you'd rock the Bone Prison into Chromie, but the Entomb with Chromie is an effective way to make somebody feel really bad and take their hands off their keyboards until they're dead.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
but not
Gul'dan's gonna have trouble.
But
well, like I mentioned, they have Johanna.
Yeah, listen, we're gonna have to see how this plays out.
So if Johanna's a +2 in wave clear department, Genji's like a -2.
This is
Chromie's maybe like a -1. So like
Rhaegar.
It has to be Rhaegar,
needs a cleanse.
It has to be Rhaegar.
Stukov.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Stukov has fallen out of the meta a few patches ago. I believe it was the early May patch. Stukov saw an increase to that level 1 talent that was lurking Infestation, as well as just the baseline cooldown on his lurking arm. And I don't know if it was lurking Infestation. Chat, help me out. What's that level 1 talent on Stuki? But he also saw a reduction to 1 good spread at 4. And that, more than anything, I believe, pushed Stukov way down in the meta. I mean, it was not too long ago at Western Clash that Admiral Gonzalez was playing the Stukov and taking Zealots to the final. Shad on that Stukov really changed the perception around that hero, at least until, again, he was nerfed, not too heavily, but more than enough to push him out of this meta. What are you going with?
I'm actually really shocked by the Stukov.
But
I don't think they're gonna.
They needed the follow-up on the hook.
I mean, I guess, but like, why not get Rhaegar with your Ancestral? You can throw down his totem to slow him. Stukov, it's a risky pick. We'll see if it pays off. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I want to see the lockdown. And that's actually, and here's the other wrinkle. Azariel is now playing the Stitches in the offlane, and Huffmoney will be playing the Garrosh. Listen, the issue for Reborn is that if any hero winds up getting gorged, he's got to walk through Garrosh, Silence, the potential for either Flailing Swipe or the Lurking Arm. But, man, this is going to be interesting. All right, Murda, over on the side of Reborn, we're going to have Winterheart on the Genji. We'll have Showtime on the Leoric. Valimar is going to be on the Malfurion, Unaverted on the Chromie, and D-Rec will be playing Johanna.
And over on the right-hand side, we have Necrodancers. We have Quantum on the Stukov. Domavarian going to play the Gul'dan. Huff Money on the Garrosh. Not playing Stitches today. Azariel on Stitches, and Physicals will be playing the Phoenix.
A little bit of a different setup here from Necrodancers as they put the priority into the bot lane. Given that they went with Garrosh and Stitches, and it's sort of an odd combo, I actually expect them to maybe go with a different laning phase. I mean, remember, Reborn just bodied them in the early parts of Infernal Shrines, and really the key to victory was what Reborn did pre-level 10. So how will Necrodancers stop that from happening here in game number 2?
I mean, it looks like they're just going to have to split up. They're not going to make the rotations. You see a 3-man bot, and you have Stitches top, Phoenix mid. So they're making the adjustment by putting pressure in an unorthodox way. Ooh, see, you had the Swift Strike there, but Stukov just missing the lurking arm, and
Yeah.
Bottom's gonna have to connect on those if they want to be able to kill Genji, because again, they don't have the roots, but they have a silence, and that's gonna have to be used effectively, or else you really have no other way to lock down Genji.
And this is a different Stukov build. We have Fetid Touch at level 1. It is the Echoed Corruption for Gul'dan, so we'll keep an eye on the E stacks. Already up to 6 stacks, by the way. And Arsenal Synergy for Phoenix. Arsenal Synergy is a really cool level 1 talent. If you want to see some high-level Phoenix plays, keep an eye on the way that Phoenix's auto attacks function with Arsenal Synergy. You can get a little bit of a reset function there. 3 autos with this single target, followed up by the Phase Bomb is going to be added damage. Showtime, moving down the bottom here. Murda, do we think Reborn's going to have an opportunity to grab a kill here?
No, but they will steal away the camp, which is more than enough
Smart
for
move.
them. Yeah, hey guys, we see you here, but can you leave now, because we know you have 2 heroes playing mid and top, so we're just gonna bully you out of this bottom lane.
Yeah.
And now with the siege pressure here, I'd love to see them kind of like squat up and just like take a little bit of advantage here, but instead they don't want to lose soak. They want to get their 4s. Snooze, but you know, it's solid camp steal.
Ooh, keep an eye on Unaverted on the Chromie. We saw this last night. This was the Faye special. This is the one-shot Chromie build, potentially, with Timely Surprise at level 2. So the idea behind this comp is that you'll hit the temp loop, and listen, there's no cleanse on the side of Necrodancers. There's the reset ability. So if you can use temp loop and hit a combo and then use the time travel, Chromie just got flipped there by Huff Money. Unaverted is in big trouble. Actually winds up eating 2 out of 3 of the Echo Corruption stacks. And bye-bye.
So, first blood.
Sweet girl.
She's down. You know, she had her teammates there to get the gems. That's pretty much the only thing. Oh, but now Domavarian under pressure from Genji. Winterheart looking for, or yeah, he didn't have his Swift Strike because he used it to initiate. But
yes,
you know, that's one of those plays there. If Chromie's alive, Gul'dan's dead.
Yes, and a good hold by Domavarian there to use the Life Drain. Life Drain is a sort of quietly successful ability just to have against a Genji, because he doesn't have CC and he cannot interrupt it. You will often get very, very good value out of Drain Life, and it will help to power you through whatever Genji wants to do and prevent that initial reset. Level 4 picked up. Murda, any departures here with the talents? Is Huff Money looking for another throw on Chromie?
No, I think we're locked in here. Consume Soul, I think, is interesting for Gul'dan.
Yep.
But I think he needs that health, because again, he's playing up against Chromie and he doesn't ever want to be low health. So just make sure if you're Gul'dan, look at his health bar. If it falls below 50% health, that is the target zone for Chromie to rip through it.
And we do have yet another time trap talent. That's Chrono Sickness for Chromie. What a curious little build. We've seen like time trap builds on Volskaya just because of the way they interact with the protector, but I'm not sure I've seen this on Tomb.
Yeah, well, look at who she's up against. Again, if she can lock in Gul'dan, if she can lock in Stukov or Phoenix, these are heroes she can kill. And right now, it could be Huff Money. Swift Strike not going to finish it off. Didn't get the reset, but he's able to get away. But yeah, again, I think Unaverted is going what might seem to be a kind of off-meta build to an extent, but I think it makes sense here.
And it may be enabled by the lack of cleanse for Stukov. So right now, the 3 members of Reborn, and now Winterheart rotates down. So we've got 4 bottom. Phoenix is cleaning up middle. Physical's there on his own. Showtime and Azariel have been going at it with the Eternal Battle up top. That big health pool of Stitches is feeding Leoric. In fact, Showtime gets a really nice spoopy hand there. Azariel reduced to about 15%. Will have to back out. Huff Money with an opportunity for a throw, but Iron Skin is popped. Wall bottom is gone. Wall mid damaged, but still standing. Showtime trying to pick up an extra tower here in the top. And despite picking up the first objective phase, not much of an XP advantage here for Reborn.
Oh, Azariel under pressure finds a hook and brings it into... What was that hook? Why? What was that? Like, are we on this? Like, is this video game real? Like, he just was like, Leoric, I'm alive, but can you please kill me?
Well, I mean, he got the kill out of it. I maybe was hoping that Leoric would have been in a position not to have any of his teammates pick up those gems. But right now, 36 gems on the side of Reborn. Necrodancers needs to get a turn in before 10. Quantum is so close to the channel, and Necrodancers picks it up.
All right. So we're gonna exchange Web Weavers or Red Team. Necrodancers will be having theirs dropping in right now. Again, we were talking a bit about talents. We see the combat advantage from Phoenix. Is he gonna get? I mean, I guess having Slam, right? So you're gonna get those extra slows, and it's gonna give the extra value with it.
Oh,
huge hook!
Great play.
That's why you draft Stitches right there on picks like that. If you can make that happen all day, you'll take that.
And now 5 members of Necrodancers running it down mid. That was a fantastic follow-up from Domavarian. I believe he hit all 3 of his stacks on Echoed Corruption. And keeping an eye on that level 1 talent, that's now 32 stacks for Gul'dan. Chromie with 17 on Sandblast, a little far behind. 20 stacks on Fetid Touch. That's another one to keep an eye out. So Fetid Touch is the reward after hitting 30 heroes, reduces the cooldown of Weighted Pustule by an additional 2.5 seconds and removes its mana cost. So one good spread was picked up at level 4, and then the long pitch at level 7 for Stukov.
Keep an eye on this Gorge, Bobo, because Stitches is here. They still have this advantage right now for Heroics, which has now been finally gathered.
And Salvo got interrupted, but I actually think it was to the benefit there. I'm not sure it was going to be able to convert a kill. It goes on a 10-second cooldown. 59 gems for Reborn. It's just an interesting game in that neither team has picked up a camp since that little early bottom scrap, if you will. And Necrodancers have shown an incredible ability to just pick up XP. There's the Entomb coming out onto Stitches, but the into the fray gets him out. You love to see it.
That was an outstanding play by Huff Money. Pure savior mode. If there's a savior award at the end of the game, it goes to Huff Money on that play. But now he's under pressure, rooted, finds a toss back, gets a little bit of healing from Stukov. Swipes are not enough. That is a downed Garrosh, which will give plenty of room now for Reborn to get the remaining gems in. Stitches is going to try to defend this, but it's 100% going to be advantage right now for Reborn on this turn-in. And Winterheart 23, Drek 16. Need 2 more. And Valimar will get his in as well, Bubba.
Azariel just missed the hook on the Malfurion there. That might have turned that opportunity. But now we see the members of Reborn running it down top, looking for a potential kill on Physicals, who does manage to skate away on that Phoenix.
Hook on to the Johanna. Didn't pop Iron Skin fast enough. She's now back behind the wall. There's the Iron Skin backing away. Gets tossed once again by Huff Money. Garrosh connecting through. Also got a taunt there on Genji. He's low. Winterheart, does he have Swift Strike? I don't think he... Oh, the hook just missed. Wow, perfect timing on the Swift Strike.
Winterheart could feel the wind on that hook from Papa Stitches. In the meantime, Showtime is sort of double soaking a little bit here, doing a good job as Leo, just pushing these lanes out. Mid is up to the fort. The fort potential to go down. We'll see if Domavarian and crew can clean this up. Meanwhile, bottom fort under pressure. Winterheart is down there as well. Showtime and he are looking to pick up the first fort for Reborn. But again, both of these teams have been so incredibly even on XP. Even when one team has picked up the objective, it has not meant the XP gap has been picked up.
Yeah, I mean, they're essentially even right now in structures, but this mid's going to go down pretty soon. It really depends on... all right, so this is actually huge right now because they have to clear up this bottom Web Weaver. Yeah. They might want to make a play on this boss, especially if they can find 13s. We'll see if they want to play it aggressive or not.
Boy, Chromie is chunking Huff Money. That...
Yeah.
Drek actually wound up using Blessed Shield off the wall there? Hit the ricochet shot. Entomb comes through. Showtime now looking to pick up a kill on the Stukov, but there is yet another into the fray. The Horrify goes out as well. Johanna under pressure. Drek is trying to find his way out. Winterheart with the X strike. Cannot find the kill on Domavarian, and Genji's going for a ride.
And that's a lot of gems on the ground. I think it's about 16. Even more are going to fall as Genji, trying to get the gems, ends up losing his life for it. So 13-13, you have the gems on hand right now for Necrodancers, looking to get the turn-in on the bottom side. And this is going to open up some forts here because they've already gotten the top fort wall down. It's taking a bit of damage there. The bottom fort is going to be siege. They have to open up that lane, though. It looks like Gul'dan's going to make his way there to push that forward. But advantage right now in the hands of Necrodancers. They're down 1-0 in this best-of-3 set, and they want to find a W here on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
I want to see what Quantum does now that level 13 has been unlocked for Stukov. We do see Virulent Reaction picked up. He has completed Fetid Touch at level 1. So he has opportunity for, I mean, even more lockdown with the root that will come through, should he manage to get somebody in the silence pool. Everything on the build side, fairly standard. Again, the same build from Winterheart as Ariel looking to try to find a hook. And again, Necrodancers putting that mid-pressure that we saw the first time they picked up the objective phase. They've been very comfortable to let the side lanes push themselves out. I do believe that they're looking to just go ahead and maybe rip a kill or two behind the hook. Maybe behind Huff Money.
There it is. Gorge again onto Johanna, being pulled back, but a great Entomb. Gonna keep Stitches at bay, but she's under trouble. Johanna's still in a weird spot. Huff Money looking to land those groundbreakers on her, but not enough to keep her home. Here comes the Purification Salvo. X-Strike actually resets it, doesn't it? Because he doesn't die. Huge, horrifying, gonna finally secure the kill on Genji, but they'd used a lot to get Genji down there.
I mean, there was just heroic layered upon heroic. We went Gorge, we had Blessed Shield and Tomb. We followed it up with a Purification Salvo, but ultimately, the kill is found by Necrodancers and Domavarian holding that Horrify until very late, and Genji is picked up. And this is a huge bottom wave. Murda, do you think Necrodancers can pick up the keep here?
If they find another hook here in 2 seconds, it's going to be back up. I'm keeping an eye on that cooldown because Stitches is the playmaker in this matchup. Can he get a hook past Johanna, though? So far, he's only been connecting on D-Rec, and I think they're fine. They got the, again, keep walls are so big, and look how close they are to 16. That was a very successful Webweaver phase.
7-2 in terms of kills as Necrodancers have been picking up steam throughout this mid-game. 16 talents, offensive cadence for Phoenix. A very interesting auto attack based build and a great little example of how to build into stutter stepping on Phoenix there. Slam build, again, slam, 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 slam for Stitches. Ruinous Affliction, a huge talent spike, huge power spike, excuse me, for Gul'dan. Want to keep an eye on what Domavarian can do here on that Gul'dan in the later parts of this game as he begins to move towards that late game carry role. Earth Shaker, so you have more CC for Garrosh, and Pox Populi for Stukov.
That is the alliteration talent, and I refuse to say it on stream. Pox Populi, I did it. Huge hook once again.
Gorge.
This time it's Genji in the gorge. Into the silence is smart. There's the taunt. Perfectly played. Stukov connecting home, making sure Genji's not getting away that time. And a few more gems dropped, which now puts Reborn outside of enough to having enough for the turn-in. Necrodancer's looking for a boss.
It's an aggressive move here. We'll see if Reborn wants to come in. They are very close to having 16. D-Rec is actually inside the throw pit here. Showtime, meanwhile, on the backside is actually zoning everybody out with his Wraith Walk. And Necrodancer's let it go. Oh, what a fear. Domavarian finding Valimar through the traffic. He is trying to get away. Huff Money, though, is trying to provide pressure on the Malfurion, but does Valimar get away? No!
Into the fray, going to throw the, Phoenix forward, and I think they're going to find more damage here. Look at this. Johanna, very low. Already used Iron Skin. There's the Groundbreaker. What a wonderful Entomb, but not enough. And this is definitely now going to be a boss. Marching right in is the entire squad of Necrodancers.
Domavarian, who is just a veteran and experienced player here in the Open Div, has done a fantastic job of holding his Horrify really to secure kills there. The Purification Salvo has sort of led the fight, but the Horrify has been the clutch move to help secure kills for Necrodancers. They're up 10-2 in terms of kills, and this is a complete reversal from the stat line that we saw in game number 1, where Reborn seized control.
So boss, and now they have enough for turn-in. Here you see Domavarian getting the final 20 in. Oh, snuck on the bottom side. Reborn stealing away a Webweaver phase. Yeah, I was not expecting that. What a wonderful play there.
No, and they actually do have some oddly sort of strong pressure in these off lanes, and it is forcing Necrodancers to back up. These Webweavers are going to spawn right at keep walls in both mid and bottom lane. This will be a free and easy clear on the boss on top. So for Reborn, they're going to go ahead and have to find a way to pick a fight before Necrodancers can pick up 20. This web mover phase will be just wasted, but will provide them with a little bit of space to go ahead and pick up top fort as they posture over that. Showtime leading the charge there in top lane. This has all of the hallmarks of one of those long tomb games. Both teams low on gems, but neither team has put keep pressure on yet.
You're right. I mean, the writing is on the wall. This is definitely going to make it to like at least level 22. Maybe looking at a 25-minute game here for sure. Until Chromie, because like we mentioned, she was a little bit behind on her stacks early.
Yes.
Right? She's starting to pick it up. She's at 69 right now, and that might make the difference. Finding some more kills for Reborn, but they have to find him on Gul'dan. They have to find him on Phoenix. They have to find him on Stukov. Getting past the Stitches and the Garrosh has been a problem so far.
Absolutely. In fact, the only 2 kills that Reborn have picked up, one on Stitches, one on Garrosh. Tough to get backline pressure when you are constantly faced with the threat of a hook and a gorge combo. And once the map has been broken down, really on both sides, it's been hard for Unaverted to sort of find those pockets where Chromie is going to be safe to siege away. All right, level 19.5 for Necrodancers. And it looks like both teams are going to pick up their bruisers. Siege Giants pushing in bottom. And Murda, we certainly expect Necrodancers to play it safe. They've got 74 gems right now. They can complete a turn-in should they find themselves a kill, or if they are patient enough to wait for level 20.
I think 100% be patient, wait for 20, because you can make just so much more of a sieging effort when you have that storm talent to your advantage. The patience is smart. You can tell these guys are wanting to get this win and not throw it, and they're just gonna play it out. They're gonna, especially because the waves are pushed right now.
Chromie just got eaten.
Oh, and she's gonna be behind. Oh,
and
and Tomb again is gonna save her.
Now there's timeout. It's gonna have a couple seconds here. Is Reborn gonna be able to find themselves a counter kill? Wow. Domavarian clutch again. The Horrify comes out. Winterheart goes down on that Genji. It's been a tough game for him on the Ganjo. Chromie goes down as well, so both DPS heroes are removed. The 20 is picked up for Necrodancers with 40 seconds left on this 5v3.
I thought that Entomb was... I thought the Entomb was just enough to keep Stitches from dropping her behind the wall. It was that close. Smart play. And we've seen it a couple times tonight. Leoric trying to make those shutdown plays on Stitches Gorges, but huge advantage right now. Lanes are not super ideal, especially bottom lane, as Gul'dan is very far away from his team.
I think that Huff money in this game has actually gotten more value out of Into the Fray than anything else on Garrosh. Preventing kills, securing kills there. Just a great set of plays. And again, I was hoping to see him on Stitches, but listen, I got no complaints about his Garrosh in game number 2 here.
No, beautiful play coming out of Garrosh. I 100% agree. They are looking now for this top lane keep. Defense is here from Reborn, but wow, what a great hook. Iron Skin was played perfectly though that time.
Huge corruption.
And flipped.
Huge corruption.
I think you're right. Domavarian has to be MVP of this game, Bobo.
Listen, he has the opportunity to hit a target. He's applying multiple stacks. He's getting the bonus from Ruinous Affliction at level 16. Just done a great job.
And oddly enough, this is a hero we've talked in private about falling out of the meta, Golden.
Yeah.
And seeing him play this well, and now people maybe remember, if you're watching at home, he has one of the most devastating heroics in the game in the form of Horrify. This is a kill secure. 100% sense of the word. You're going to get kills with Horrify, and you've seen Domavarian put it on display here. Another great gorge. This time it's Chromie. Being pulled back by Stitches, has to use her timeout. She's out of this fight for a moment, but when she pops out, will there be damage here? Silence on top. They find the Genji. They find the Chromie. They're looking now for Leoric, and this could be game if they find Showtime. He gets killed.
Zerial winds up finding another hook on the Malfurion. He seems brawling over core. Necrodancers took an aggressive posture over core, and they actually used it to find multiple kills. They're going to lay waste to this core right now. Just Johanna and Leoric, and Derek is low. So game number 2 looks like it's going the way of Necrodancers. Murda, we're getting a game 3.
This is what we predicted pregame. We said this one's going to 3. We know these teams are closely matched, and we're going the distance. You love to see it.
You do.
You love to see it.
You do. You want
I'm
more
glad we were
action.
thinking the same thing.
You want more
I want
action.
more action. You want more action? I want more action.
Yeah. I mean, we're good. We don't. I got to go to work in the morning, so maybe not best of 5. But